Good evening, everybody. It is officially 9 o'clock p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time, and my friends, you are listening and or watching to the RANTCAST podcast. I am your host, Joshua, also known as The Strange Bus, and you can catch me at twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus. That is twitch.tv/TheStrangeBus. I also have a YouTube channel, same name, same strange time. I am also joined by my co-host, that is Kurgan, also known as HeroQuest Fans, and you can catch him at twitch.tv/HeroQuest Fans. That's twitch.tv/HeroQuest Fans. Also has a YouTube channel as well, that's XSC3, home of HeroQuest Fans. Thanks for the follow, we appreciate it. Welcome and chat, everybody. We've got a pretty good party started. Hope you guys are having a great night. Hope you guys are taking good care of yourselves and each other. We've got a great show for you here today on the RANTCAST podcast. I'm going to go ahead and bring Kurgan on. Before I do that, I do have to let people know the music you are listening to tonight, that is brought to you by White Bat Audio. That's Karl Casey at White Bat Audio. You can find that music on YouTube. You search Karl Casey. Or if you'd like to include that in your projects, you can download that stuff there at whitebataudio.com. Excuse me, I'm getting a little tongue-tied. If you'd like to download the music in bulk, that's karlcasey.bandcamp.com. And Kurgan, you are on with us. Go ahead, give us your trademark.
TheRantCast. No, did any of that make it through?
Yes, partially. But cast, yes.
Yeah, I get so fired up, and then I listen to the replay. I'm like, oh man, that guy's like, he just died on camera there.
Just to announce, we got a couple follows here from the last 2 days. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you. Ribby with the that new hip lingo talk. No cap, for real, for real. Skibbity Riz. I don't know what the rest of that is. I'm too old for that shit. Except for the Giga Chads. I get the Giga Chads. But yeah. The Strange Bus. We on that bus. But yes, we do have a great show for you guys tonight. Got a great HeroQuest Power Hour for you. If you're into that HeroQuest stuff. I know I always am. And then we've got a wonderful set of topics involving video games, delisting, some UbiSoft nonsense. So, keep on for the whole show. We got a bunch here for you. If you're doing this on Discord, it really helps to turn off the Discord specific noise suppression. It does weird things to your high and low audio. Really? Don't know. Do I have noise suppression on? Ooh, I do. Does that sound any better for anybody? Because I do notice that when I am on Discord, it does do weird things on the podcast. Does that
do weird things on the podcast?
I do use NVIDIA Broadcast, so maybe that might be conflicting with it, but I have yet to calibrate my audio properly just for the podcast itself. When I'm on my stream, it sounds fine, so... But I do appreciate the help there. But Kurgan, while we're on it, how have you been this week? It's been a busy week.
Oh man. Yeah, Christmas is coming, man. It's coming. I'm getting ready. I just been working, trying to stay awake. I need to be awake. Lapsing guys will come through better.
I think you use Broadcast too, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so I think that's a symptom of
no
Broadcast.
Excuse me. No. I was thinking of OBS. No, I don't use any kind of suppression or filter, as you know. So.
I know when I use Broadcast, if you yell like really loud through NVIDIA Broadcast, it will filter that noise as if it's a not human noise.
Yeah.
So
can I test it out?
I mean, you're more than welcome to test it out. not come out good at all. I can't wait till you hear that back. That was it just sounded
Wait, with
like you were
headphones.
underwater. It sounded like you like threw yourself into a bathtub full of water and screamed RANTCAST.
Yep, man. The louder I yell, the more they suppress me. It's not fair.
Oh man, that was awesome. But yes, holidays are around the corner. So we are now just
Yep.
getting our tree up because with our bigger space, we have
Oh yeah.
we needed a much taller tree. So we have two trees. We have one for the upstairs and we have one for the downstairs now. So um, we had to wait. My wife cannot measure very well, so I wanted I think an 8 or 9 foot tree for the downstairs because our ceiling is super high up, and she got one that was slightly larger than our smaller tree, but it's still really nice. It's a lot wider, and it'll help because we can put both in the front window. So one down, we can put one down and one up. So it'll be really nice. But
And way better than Rings of Power.
yes, indeed, way better than
Their
Rings
two
of
trees.
Power.
Yeah.
Um, also with the holidays coming up, I've got installs galore through my job. So between now and the 31st, every casino on the planet needs me to be there to put machines in because they just need people to bundle into buildings to do their holiday gambling, I guess. Or they got their Christmas bonus and they're
Oh,
ready to buy more machines. So
Jelly the Month Club.
that's right. It's the gift that keeps on giving, Clark.
Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. Kiss his ass.
Happy
Happy
Hanukkah.
Oh man, I have that. I own that movie now.
Oh yeah, so do we.
Physical media.
That'll never go
Yep.
away.
I mean, I didn't have it for. I never owned it, but it was just like, you know what? They're getting rid of this stuff. I'm gonna get myself a copy. So. Yep.
So,
And-
without further ado, we'll go ahead and we'll let you start off with that power hour. I'll go ahead and I'll move the screen over to you. You want the camera shown, right? Is that correct?
Yep. Yep. Full
Okay.
screen.
So give me 1 second here to pull up the screen cap. There we go. And we'll let you lead off.
All right. HeroQuest, guys. HeroQuest. Okay, so the main screen turn on. You know what you're doing. Okay, yeah. So this is big thank you to a regular HeroQuest fan, Bohemyus, who sent me all this stuff. I know a few people with 3D printers. Ribby's one of them. My brother-in-law's another, and I knew that Bohemius had a 3D printer, so I was like, hey, could you print a few things for me? So he went all out, and there he is. There's the guy. So I'm gonna just show off all this stuff that you sent me. So I know other streamers have done the same thing. AshQuest has done lots of videos of this. LaGuardia de Morcar has done a lot of this, but I finally get to do my own. I mean, yes, we did have Mercantile sending me that 3D board. That thing was so huge I couldn't even fit it on the camera half the time. But anyway, so he starts off with one of these printouts here. It's pretty funny. Recreating that experience of opening up your Games Workshop. Of course, this is unofficial. It's parody. I love it. And then I saw this. I'm like, what? The Lost Dwarf quest pack. Turn it up, right side up. It's like, no way. Like you made this. So pop it open. Like, okay, all right. And then it's like, oh, he sent me these, and of course it's winter time, so it's like, is this stuff going to survive the freeze? But sure enough, he printed out all this stuff for me. Really awesome. I showed a couple of these on one of my other streams, so you may recognize these if you ever look at Cults 3D or Yegi or Thingiverse. So we've got a classic style female dwarf. Oh yeah, so we're gonna mail this box to Atsumari Kofihara. He's gonna paint them all and send them back. It's gonna be great. I'm kidding. No, I get to paint these, but thanks for offering. Let's see some other things. So I'd seen a lot of these before and thought, oh, this would be great. So we've got a dwarven chaos warrior, and once you paint these, of course, you can't even tell they're 3D printed. But right now, it's like okay, and they're not resin, so they're not gonna just break in half just by thinking about them. There you got your Oktoberfest goblin, Orktoberfest with his 2 mugs. That could be Ribby's avatar right there, easily.
And these are all 3D printed.
Yep.
Wow.
PLA filament. So I guess this is one of those chaos dwarfs. But I mean, these are not rip-offs of anything. These are inspired by Games Workshop, so they're not duplicates of any official mini. And I think he told me that one of the people that designed these may have some secretive connection to a certain Lukaposki project. So you might recognize the style. This is a hobgoblin, I'm told. And these are done in a scale very, very close to classic HeroQuest. My camera's upside down, that's why I'm doing all this maneuvering. But yeah, see? Not quite as big as OrcQuest, but would feel right at home on the board next to the remake or classic pieces. Got a Chaos Dwarf Centaur. Pretty cool. And let's see, could I get character to like ride on his back? Maybe. I have some Battle Masters goblins that could probably ride on the back. This is a monkey. Yeah. Okay, so Bohemyus says I made them 32 millimeter scale for the big board. Yes. Yes, that's an important detail. So the board that Maitreya and the other guy from Mercantile, am I forgetting your name? I'm sorry, but yeah, the two of them gave me that giant board with the magnetic pieces from Dragon's Rest, and though that board, these pieces would go well with it, absolutely. So it's kind of more of the same. Oh yeah, Games Workshop fans know who this guy is, Slambo. Which I thought, for a long time, I thought this was a fake miniature. Like I thought this was a kit bash. It's like you just took a Chaos Warrior and you just doubled, you just mirrored the arm, you just put a second. But it's like, nope, there was an official figure like this. So people have recreated him over the years. Just a Chaos Warrior with 2 axes. So that's great. And if you're 8 years old, that's like the coolest thing anyway. So no justification needed. There we got the Chaos Dwarfs with a blunderbuss. Or maybe that's an arquebus. Somebody could tell me what the official name is. So we got many variations. But it makes you think, yeah, if there was a dwarf quest pack from that period, maybe it would look like this, because they'd all have like different weapons. Just like classic Hero Quest, has the orcs having with different weapons. So we got just variants in there. And he went to the trouble of making all this stuff so that they'd like fit in there, which is similar to what Mercantile did for me. They sent me this a long time ago, which I use. When you hear this like sliding sound, that's like me pulling these monsters out of here, sliding out. But I mean, this thing's big and heavy. This cardboard is nice and lightweight, so it all works out. I've got some nephews I could play with, but I don't know if they would be gentle enough on these yet. So yeah, this is super cool. I was just blown away by this, but there's more.
You're
But
funny,
wait, there's
Bohemius.
more.
You're very funny.
It's a strange bus.
Also,
Very cool.
I wanted to point out That is an awesome amount of work that's been put in. I know it's 3D printed, but like those are pretty awesome looking figures. So just wanted
Mimic
to point that out there.
the treasure chest with a big
Oh, that is
gaping
neat.
maw and venom tail tongue. Oh yeah, there's many more. So there's just boxes and boxes of stuff in here. And a lot of this he just made and gave to me. Like I did not request this, but I'll find a use for it.
Do we have
No,
a Grognak figure yet?
but wait, there's more.
Welcome, Inklings. How are you?
Thanks for joining us on the RANTCAST. So that guy might look familiar. No,
Oh,
not familiar enough. Well, don't worry, we're just getting started. This guy, a super fan, if I ever saw one.
wow.
That that's definitely a weak point right there, but that is pretty cool. Bohemyus, did you design any of these, or did you just found them and printed them? I mean, either way, it's pretty darn cool.
That is
Oh
pretty
yeah,
darn cool.
I was asking him about ogrins, so like space ogres, and we weren't sure like which ones were the best, but he printed like a whole bunch of them for me. So they
You got a
got
lot
their
of painting to do.
lot of painting to do. I'll just disappear for 2 years and come back like, I painted them all, and I got a flying machine. It's another one. That is an ogre gladiator. That could go in the arena. I mean, he's small compared to the other ones, but he's covered in armor. I'm not going to take every single one of these out of the package. We'll be here all night. There's another ogre.
HeroQuest Power Night.
You know, Power Fortnite. Yep. Really exciting. Got another character. Some of them, they look a little chunky, but I mean, once you throw some paint on them, they'll be great. This, I was not expecting this. It's a genie. It's found free patterns. Okay. Well, you did a great job curating these, for sure. Well, and he was suggesting too that, you know, if for some of the prints that were a little rougher, you can take like some um, filler and just kind of like spread it over the gaps so that it is smoothed out and looks okay before you paint it. Okay, so there's also, he did a bunch of Space Crusade inspired pieces. So I said, well, you know, I really would like some more Chaos Space Marines. So I printed a bunch of these. They got that really cool spiky backpack. There's a bunch of those. So I'll definitely have to paint those up and add them to my Space Crusade set. Even though the weapons aren't swappable, they're still pretty great. And in case that wasn't enough, so he used to do these commissions, and he, you know, when if you've ever painted Warhammer before, Warhammer 40K, you know that they give you a sprue and they'll give you a character and they give you like 3 different heads and 2 different weapons and, you know, just alternate. And so when you create your thing, usually you glue the pieces down and then you've got leftovers. So he just went ahead and sent me just bags and bags of these bits. So we got arms, we got heads, we got guns, accessories,
Okay,
some things I'm not even sure what they are.
got a question here. How long did it take you to 3D print all this? This looks like it was a project. Quite the project.
And just so you know, these ones that I'm holding up right now, these are not 3D printed. These are from actual model kits. but he just sent me all his leftovers,
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah, and a couple of lead pieces too. So I double bagged those.
You're ready to make many adventures.
Yeah. Now these are 3D printed. So before I knew he was going to send me all those, I said, "Oh, can you try printing some heads for me?" And it's like, they were a little rough, but there's definitely heads in this bag that I could prize out and use.
That doesn't sound like weird at all. There are definitely heads in this bag.
Oh yeah, yeah. What's in the
There you
box?
go. Go throw them in the
Not like that.
freezer.
Yep. And then these are some parts. I'm getting. Hopefully he's not watching right now. I'm getting a gift of Access and Allies to a certain family member, and I knew that we were going to be short a few pieces for armies, and I said, "Well, could you print out a few extra?" The scale, I couldn't check the scale because I didn't want to rip the box open. But I've got them, so we'll see how that goes. Might have to redo those. Oh yeah, and also for Space Crusade, if anybody's familiar with the game, this is the Tarantula. So you've got your like portable cannon, and then you'll have your Space Marine behind it. So it's like a dreadnought killer, basically. But wait, there's more. Okay. Well, little unintended advertisement there for 3D printing. Okay, this is what really surprised me. I was like, no way. Well, some of this I knew was coming. Okay, so he did the Wizards of Morcar, and of course these are the guys that we're all hoping are coming out in a future remake of HeroQuest that they have not officially announced yet, but it's like that's the one that's left. So ready for the table. Wow, they look perfect on camera. They
Wow.
look absolutely flawless. In person, it's like, oh, I guess you could add a little more shading here. It's like here, it's like
Kurgan, is that what I think it
done.
is in the background?
I can't fool you, can I?
Is that what I think it is in the background?
Yes, it is. This is
Oh
like
my
at
god.
Christmas, and you're like, I'm gonna open the N64. It's like, no. First, you got to open the card from Grandma. You got to open the socks
Yeah,
from your
yeah,
Aunt Susie.
yeah.
Like
You know
N64,
the
Mom.
yeah, the N64 is that big package in the back. You know what it is.
I can just relax. I can save that one for last. Yeah. So these look fantastic, and as you know, I'm learning to paint, so I
Wow. Those are
like all
those
the
are
help I
really
can get.
impressive.
Yeah,
I really like
and
that
these are
art style.
pretty good.
It's really good looking.
Yep, yep.
And then of course for
Okay,
like, the specialty, your specialty moves, you got to break out the ring.
yep. And he told me that these are like earbud uh, cords, so that is fantastic. Yeah, so we got the
Wow, yeah, you did go above and beyond, Bohemyus, for this stuff. That's crazy.
yeah.
Just
Yeah.
for those special RKO moments,
Yep. Christmas has come early this year.
Yeah.
Well, this actually reminds me a lot of the I need to participate in it, but yieldin.com has a Christmas miniature holiday exchange where people just it's kind of like your white elephant or your secret Santa, but people will like paint stuff or 3D print stuff and share it. So you got your trolls, which are technically they exist in HeroQuest. It's just that they haven't brought them back yet. They're still just in those Games Workshop magazines. So yeah, you could have a fight inside the ring. But yeah, they would just send stuff to each other, and it's it's surprise who you get and everything. So yeah, they look ready to rock. Another troll. So yeah, I was super excited, and I was disappointed with myself that I didn't like have time to make a video of all this stuff. But I'm definitely doing it because with the way my vacation's gonna go, I might not be able to stream at all until January, early January, unless I can do so remotely. Okay, this Bohemius was telling me he was doing the dreadnought, and he thought, I wonder if I could just like put a magnet in there for the weapons, and then he couldn't get it out again. So he's like, fine, I'll just throw the magnets in there. So check this out. You can just it's fully posable. I knew people did this with their models, but I thought, well, I don't want to spend a bunch of money and a bunch of magnets, and they're like really strong. It's like keep those away from hard drives and pacemakers.
That
Yeah,
is very, very impressive.
yeah. So then you can easily swap out the armaments if you wish. Yeah. Now with the original dreadnought, you can actually break it into pieces. So you make the weapon gets blown off, the other one gets blown off, the head gets blown off, like RoboCop. You can't quite do that here, but you can definitely do some cool stuff with it.
That's still a pretty decent amount of work, though.
Yeah. You gotta start that sucker up and then walk away and then come back and see if it turned out okay. Yeah. And special shout out to Bohemius's wife who let him use the family printer or her personal printer. Wait, what's this?
Uh-oh.
I don't know. No,
Uh-oh.
like technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
What the?
Could it be?
It is.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
Stone Cold. Stone Cold. No, it's the legend.
The legend is here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. The N64 box was open.
Yep. So.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's great.
Behind you. Ah. So, and he's got a little signature on there, autographed.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, on behalf of all of us here at the RANTCAST and HeroQuest fans, thank you,
Yeah.
Bohemyus. That was
That's amazing.
absolutely.
Like, I know we've had to kind of like work around the whole Bethesda thing, but really that Grognak thing was like something we had just like we just talked about, right? Wasn't it something we brought up during a HeroQuest stream? Like me and
Yeah.
you.
Just like name this guy, and you're like Grognak, the legend. It's like that's awesome. But then it's like, oh, I guess that's from a game. You pick stuff up, you never know where you get it
Yeah,
from.
just like I don't know if it was just something like buried deep beneath my brain or whatnot,
Mhm.
but like it was just awesome. I would be honored, Bohemius. That would be awesome. But like I've never had an inside joke come to life, and that's
Quite like
yeah, never, and
oh
that's
yeah,
amazing.
he's offering to send you a copy too. Wow.
So I mean, just to see something like that, somebody put work into that is just awesome.
Yeah.
So just the
Yeah.
ring. I saw the ring in the
It,
box and I was like, man, that's now we're gonna need a special camera. You're gonna need a special camera. I've been
yeah.
like lately
Let's get back to the ring.
Friday. What was it? Fridays and yeah, it's Fridays and Saturdays. I've been trying to
Yep. Yep.
try to get back to doing simulcasts, but it's been like I said, it's been real rough. But like I said, we're gonna try to get back to it again. I just like I said, maybe arriving late, but like I'm gonna have to get back to it. At least just to be part of the group again, because I miss
Oh
those.
yeah. Yeah. We'd love to have you back. So Santa says you got to clean all this up before your grandparents get here.
I
Like,
just
all right.
reuse the gift wrapping. I'm one of those guys. I
Hey. Yeah.
gotta
Yeah. We
reuse that gift
we
wrapping.
we reuse the bows, but I don't think we've reused the gift wrapping. But it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, my wife definitely likes to do that. If it's not like completely compromised, because the kids will
Yeah.
destroy it, but like
Yeah. They'll
we're like
shred it.
really stingy about it, you know.
Yeah. I'll throw the gift to the side and like just keep shredding the wrapping paper.
Yeah.
Pop in the bubble wrap. It's like, okay,
Damage
get it.
beyond repair. Completely
Yeah,
damaged beyond repair. But
it's
no,
like, hey, if you're just gonna throw it away, I might as well play with it for a while.
but yeah, no, seriously, Bohemius, that's even with the 3D printer and stuff, that is an amazing amount of work. So,
Yeah. Look,
amazing,
he hand painted several of these.
amazingly done. So,
Yeah. Yep. And as far as news from the world of HeroQuest, not a lot, except to say that if you're using the companion app, there'll be like a pop-up that'll happen. I fired up my copy in BlueStacks and it was all messed up, probably because it's just not emulating it correctly. But yeah, a pop-up appears which says, I don't know if you can throw that image up, the HeroQuest
let's see.
breaking news.
Let me pull this stuff up here. I just oh, I just got your gifs of.
That's Grossman.
Yeah, hold on, let me go up.
A lot of Tropic Thunder jokes getting slung about.
Yeah, yeah, here. I can do this. So, that what you wanted to show, right?
Yeah. So, breaking news: the full companion app experience for HeroQuest First Light will be live in early January. So, as we know, they had updated the app so that you could play all 10 quests of First Light, and then within a few hours, they're like, "Just kidding," and they took them all down except for Quest 1. And people were like, "What the heck? Was they just scoofed up, or they found some game-breaking bug, or what happened?" But um, yeah. So you could always roll back your copy and play them all. I mean, the spoilers are out. Everything is spoiled pretty much. I mean, there's a couple spots where it was a little hard to read the images of the rule book, so there might be one or two surprises, but for the most part, it's just completely leaked, completely blown up. Nevertheless, it'll be out, and who knows? Maybe they'll tweak it. Maybe they'll update it or fix some things. We're still waiting for Jungles of Delthrak in there. But we're talking about the companion app. I mean, nothing stops you from just playing the game, except if you're trying to play it like solo, which HeroQuest was never meant as a solo game, but they had this idea with the modern edition. It's like, well, what if you just don't have enough people to play, and you still want to do it? The app will take over the main roles that Zargon does, and you still draw a card. You still need your treasure deck to draw cards, and you still need to roll attack dice and you need to roll defend dice for the heroes. But like the monsters will move around independently, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, there's a little bit of a lag time between something coming out in physical form and the app like catching up. Okay, I'm trying to put all this away. Oh, I forgot. There's one more thing. One more thing.
Hmm.
Since the thin mint at the end of the feast.
Thin
Okay,
mints. Oh,
so so SuQuest, as we know, it's out in Spain. You can buy it in Spain. You can't buy it in any other languages or countries, although you can download the rulebook for free. So SuQuest.com, non-sponsored. But anyway, they changed the dice. So instead of just being regular 6-sided dice with skulls and shields on them, they gave us these barrel dice. And Action Fence, one of the members of HeroQuest Fans Discord, he created these and put them on like Thingiverse and Cults 3D, I believe.
oh, hey,
So we got,
pull those out again. Okay, there you go.
yeah, so they're barrel dice. And it's like, what the heck? But see, this is basically like, okay, so a HeroQuest like game has these dice. And so he made a HeroQuest version of it. So it's kind of like looping in on itself. So with these dice, as you can see, you've got all the values 1 through 6 on the edges, but then or on the sides, and then if it happens to land on its edge, it's going to have one of those two symbols. So rarely you're going to get basically a critical fail and a critical success. And in SuQuest, they've come up with like special rules for that. So like you're supposed to consult tables and stuff. But I mean, you could do whatever you wanted. So you've got more outcomes than just, oh yeah, a skull with a crown on it. So that could be something. So it's the familiar symbols, but just different ways. It's like, how well do they roll? Let's find out. Okay, so no criticals. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how often you're ever going to get those. Is it even possible? Oh, there I got one. Okay, so yeah, it's like critical success. You kick the orc's head like a soccer ball across the field and score a goal with it. So anyway, yeah, and it looks like Bohemyus, he actually painted these too so that you could see the symbols. Because unlike Ribby, I don't think he has the printer that prints color. Ribby's got a fancy printer. So Ribby, if you're out there, you got to step up your game. You got to do better, Senator. You got to step. No, just kidding. Ribby's awesome. He doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. You still interested in Star Wars fan films? Are you?
You know it.
All right. Well, I've mentioned this before on the stream, and there was this magazine back in the day called.
Oh yeah,
Let's see
hold on.
if you
I gotta bring
recognize it.
myself into it because you're gonna bring out this thing because you did it. You done did it.
Yep.
You done did it. And this is your troops thing, right?
Yep. Total Movie Magazine.
Here, I'll buff it up. So a little
This is one.
this just a little bit of fun trivia for anybody here. I had the biggest like crush on Elizabeth Hurley back when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
Bedazzled was such a like a mixed bag of a movie. Like as I rewatch it now, right? But like
Yeah. That's what it
yeah,
looked
that
like.
was like what the movie of like
2000.
the 2000.
Yeah. Well, it's the Faustian legend, isn't it? Like the guy like wants his girlfriend back, and so like the devil makes a deal with him, and
Yeah.
comedy and dark comedy ensues. But
There's
yeah,
like Brendan
this.
Fraser too. Brendan Fraser was kind of on
Yep.
the Chasing Amy's on there too.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh, yeah.
a whole bunch of classics on there.
Yeah. So Total Movie Magazine. This was issue number 1, and yeah, Elizabeth Hurley Bedazzled was on the cover. But I found out about it because Troops, which was this fan film, and I think you could watch it on like a Real Player, like iBroadcaster, streaming services that were popular before YouTube took over. And it was like, oh, this is like the full quality version, and there's a director's commentary. I was like, oh,
Oh yeah,
and
hold
so I
on
kept
here.
trying to find it, and of course the magazine was sold out, and eBay was a little more obscure back then. I didn't even have like a debit card, much less a credit card. So yeah, but anyway, I just thought, with physical media going away, I wonder how much it is, and it's like, I want to say $20, but that's for the entire. That's like for every issue, pack-in DVD. We were talking about bonus DVDs, so I have all the bonus DVDs from Total Movie Magazine's entire run here. So a lot of them are just trailers, but a lot of them are also like DVD extras. So like before the DVD of a movie comes out, like one of the extras that was going to be on the disc would be on one of these. I know it's funny, right? So it's like before all these streaming services took over. It's like, well, how would you experience stuff? Well, this is one way. So you pop these into your new DVD player and watch a bunch of trailers, a bunch of making ofs, director's commentary, fan films, all that stuff. And it's like, and get excited to buy the real thing when it comes out. So yeah, I watched it. If anybody's seen Troops, I definitely recommend checking that out. Kevin Rubio is a director. He definitely put a lot of love into it. And I want to say Troops is credited with kind of kickstarting like Lucasfilm at least at the time, basically acknowledging that fan films existed for Star Wars and like giving people permission to like have hosted fan sites connected with I think starwars.com. I could be wrong about that. But I want to say, like, before that, people were afraid because they're like, "Is he going to sue us? Like, we, won't have any connection whatsoever." But it's like you could have like hosted sites and stuff. I don't know if they still do that. I have no idea if Disney. They probably can't. I mean, there's so many other places you can put movies. But anyway, the version I remember it actually had Bad Boys. If anybody remembers Cops, that was on TV for the longest time. They always play the Bad Boys theme song. Well, they had the original, but in
Yeah.
this version, they actually did like a cover where they changed it. It's like Bad Droids. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? It's like, so it's more of a Star Wars parody in there. So it's very well done. A lot of dark humor, basic special effects. It does the job. Bunch of guys got their stormtrooper outfits on, went out in the desert, and had a good time. And there's Jawas and Tom Servo. So
Man.
that's what I got.
All right. I still have to rewatch that.
Yeah. I was gonna say we should play it on the stream, but then we'll get demonetized. Oh wait, not paying us.
Yeah. I've still been trying to find a no background version of that Les Grossman dance. Ribby got it. A G5 and lots of money.
Oh man. Let me
I
see if
said
YouTube has it.
I think I brought it up. I brought it up not too long ago. That I watched Tropic Thunder. What was it? Like a week ago?
Oh,
I rewatched Tropic Thunder. Oh man, that movie still like slaps. Like it's never
dude.
stops.
Speaking of old references, okay, I'm just throwing this in the main chat. So that is Kevin Rubio's actual YouTube channel,
Oh, he
and
still
he
got
has,
stuff.
yep, stuff I've written
Akbar's
for.
11.
Yeah, his lesser known works, but still, Writer's Strike.
Yeah, it looks like he's
But
doing.
but Troops is definitely on there.
Man, wow,
And it even
really,
fits into the Star Wars canon.
really good copy. Yeah, it's just a bunch of stormtroopers making arrests on people.
Yeah.
15 years ago, guys. 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Man. And 107,000 views 15 years ago
That's it.
it was a banger. That was
Oh, well, okay. So Alex Drevin is also hosting it, and his copy, which is not as good, has 2.3 million views.
oh
And then
yeah.
Weathermain has a copy, 17,000 views. Lurking Grew has another 193 views.
Yeah, but
Oh,
this was also
Top
around
TV.
I think he
Oh,
also released this before YouTube though, right?
yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
did.
So,
So, okay, so Cops TV. So apparently the official YouTube of Cops has a copy of Troops, 757,000 views 12 years ago. Yeah,
yeah, but
everybody's seen this video, everybody's commented on it. Everybody's rehosted it. 1.1 million views for Sick Heretic. Okay, I'm just seeing funny stuff now. But yeah, lots
yeah,
lots and
you're
lots of people put it up there.
cruising through YouTube while on the
Um,
podcast.
I'm in the strange place of YouTube now. How did I get here? Just a
Get
few
out of
innocent
there.
clicks and
Get out of
get out
there.
of there.
Get
Can't do
out.
any good back
Get
there,
out.
Wedge. Get out of there.
Get out of there.
Get him out of here. All right. Phew. Barely made it. So that's what I got. So check out Troops.
It is good. It's very good. If you haven't seen it anyway, it's very good.
Yeah.
All right.
Total Movie Magazine.
Really? Are we already done with the Power Hour? Man, you said you had a bunch.
Well, I thought that was going to take me longer, to be honest.
Odd diggity damn, we're right on time almost. So that's not bad.
All right. Well, usually I'm stepping all over your segment, and you're like,
You are
oh, no.
you always all up on my turf.
All up in your business.
All up in my
Yeah.
business.
Oh, one more thing to show off flex a little bit. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
crap! I don't have you on the thing anymore. Oh, you Rebel Strike? Or no, yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
used
was
to
looking
have
for
that
my copy
copy.
of Warcraft, but I stumbled across this. It's like,
I
yeah.
I miss having my GameCube again because that's the one game that does not emulate very well at all. Is Rebel Strike.
You gotta have it.
So
1 to 2 players, Game Boy Advance compatible, progressive scan compatible. So
yep.
if you've got an HD TV, you can really make this thing sing. It's got a 2-player cooperative version of Rogue Leader. So if you missed Rogue Leader, you can play it in this game.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a yeah, it was
It
really
kind of
good. Those two
it
games were great, and they really pushed the GameCube limitations because they looked
yeah,
wonderful for GameCube games, both
absolutely.
Rebel Leader and Rebel Strike, both.
Some of the
So
sequences I never got very far. I considered it a very difficult game. Of course,
it's yeah, it's arcade. It's
I was
full
not
on
used to the
arcade.
GameCube controller. But it kind of it reminds me of Shadows of the Empire, like a spiritual sequel, even though I mean, it's Rogue Squadron, really, but I don't know if you agree.
What Rogue? What do you mean? I mean,
That,
yes, it's a part of the Rogue Squadron
like,
series, but the title's different though.
yeah,
So
but
you
I
got
mean, Shadows of the Empire, like, just kind of the way the third-person sequences and all that stuff, it reminds me of that.
like the ships and all that. I
Well,
mean,
this was the first
probably.
one in the series where you could actually get out on foot and, like, run around and shoot, enemies and stuff. You weren't just in ships and vehicles.
Oh yeah, but like to me that was also still it just like I said the Rogue Squadron games always seemed very arcade like. Like you were always when you were out
Mhm.
on foot, you were always just hitting that A button, blasting like nonstop.
Yeah,
Um
yeah.
I was trying to find a some gameplay for it
Oh,
real
yeah.
quick cuz I could really just showcase that up in the corner. But it's one of those games that you're just nonstop either shooting at something, you're bobbing and weaving, or if you're on the ground in Rebel Strike, you are just firing nonstop. Um, if you're really
Eh,
good, you can get the accuracy rating up, and you can gold medal like the whole freaking game. But like, it's really hard. I
yeah,
played the first one on the 64 for hours. That was like my main game. It was Rogue Squadron, Shadows of the Empire, and then Episode One Racer, and those were the two games I just like or
mhm,
the three games I just circulated around. And then I played those other games, you GoldenEye. Well, I played Perfect Dark first, and then I did the Zelda games and all that stuff. But um,
yeah.
those
It's
were
one of those
my
it's one of
main
those
ones.
games where you put your quarter in and you just get destroyed. It's not
They
the
were
type of game
rough.
where you can just, like, rent it and beat it overnight. You'd have to get your practice in.
I still have. Well, the first one is still available on PC. They do have patches to fix the brokenness. Both Rogue Squadron and Shadows of the Empire are on PC,
Yep.
and they aren't bad.
But this is
They're
Rogue
just
Squadron 3.
they're just really hard. Yes, yes. But
Yeah, you had to get good.
the Rogue Squadron 2 and Rogue Squadron 3 were both equally challenging. I still think the first one was relatively rougher. Um,
Oh, yeah.
because it had some pretty unforgiving time limits. Like you
Oh,
had
yeah.
to if you wanted to get better medals or anything, you had to like you had to do the level like that. Like, so the
Yep.
first level was Tatooine, and you were defending Mos Eisley from bombers. But you had to get through the tutorial, well, not tutorial, but the introductory parts first. So you were shooting down, um, like, probe droids throughout parts of Tatooine. And you had to find the secret, like, there was, like, secret areas you could fly past. So you were speeding, like, through, like, the level. So you'd close your S foils to speed up, open them up, shoot the probe droids, close them, go to the next area, shoot the probe droids, close your S foils, and you bounce from part to part, and then it would trigger the Mos Eisley place, and then you would shoot the bombers down before they destroyed any part of the city at all, and like you could get your gold medal. So that was it. Ribbinator with the swords collection, huh?
Yeah. So
Oh man.
another inside joke. So Ribby has been playing a lot in our streams as the barbarian, and he'll like get a sword. And usually, what you do when you're playing HeroQuest, you've got a broadsword, you get another one. Well, you just sell it, right? You get the gold and you buy something you really want. He doesn't do that. He keeps them all. So he has like this collection of swords in his character sheet. It's like, what are you doing? Are you building the Iron Throne from Song of Ice and Fire?
Me and Ribby would get along as barbarians. I mean, you gotta
Yeah,
you just do crazy things as the barbarian. For me, it's just
Ribby,
drinking profusely until I can no longer see in front of my face.
see, he's not gonna disagree with that. Like Ribby, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, to see them thrown in the fire, and hear the wailing lamentation of the women.
Drink
That is
the
good.
blood of your enemies.
Smoke a cigar.
You get the stogie.
Stogie.
One time, Danny DeVito, he gave me a stogie, and there's marijuana on the end of the stogie. Couldn't remember my lines. Oh.
I just went, and it made it into the movie.
So, are you over encumbered man yet, Ribby? Have you become over encumbered man with how many swords you're carrying? Because that's what I would be called at that point. I'd just be over encumbered man.
Yeah.
I am over encumbered man.
He moves one square per turn, but man, when he gets there, just whoever's in front of him dies.
Just picks up all 15 swords and just hits you with all 15.
Yeah. I know it's not swords, it's guns, but if you've ever seen "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker," like on the gear up scene, and the one guy like, he's like, "You think you got enough?" And he's like, "Nope, just got a few more." And he's like, just putting all these guns and like knives and like grenades and stuff, and then he slips on a bullet or a shell casing or something, and he falls down, and like everything just starts going off like inside his clothes. He's like, "Ugh."
Oh my god.
Like, go on without me.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Classic film. Couldn't be made today.
moving on. So, are we moving on to our to the next topics then? Because if we're gonna do that, I'll probably take a quick break so I can get some more coffee.
Yeah, I'd be okay with a break.
Okay.
I'm done with mine.
Well,
Ribby says, "You guys ever seen the Japanese Blaine commercials Arnie did?" I don't think I have. I saw the ones that Tommy Lee Jones did.
yeah, dude, the Tommy Lee Jones commercials are awesome. Hold
They
on,
are.
hold on, I got it.
I got to see the Schwarzenegger ones.
Hold on,
We're showing commercials on the RANTCast. That's right. We have no shame.
I don't have any shame. Hold on.
No, I don't have any shame. I gave it away.
I'm gonna start with those Tommy Lee Jones. The Tommy Lee Jones ones are awesome because he does one for Suntory, I think, and he does one for beer. Oh my god, he does a 47 Roni Japanese ad. Holy shit, I never saw that one. Okay, well this is Boss Coffee, and I've had Boss Coffee, both imported and here, and Boss Coffee is probably some of the best traditional standard coffee ever, and you can get it chilled from.
I've had some of your
Japan.
Boss Coffee, haven't I?
Oh, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Anyway,
when you need a little pick me up,
it's so good. It's just it's delicious. Okay. I'll have it in the corner so we don't get completely like fucked up. But yeah.
Whose YouTube is this? Is this his official?
I don't know. It's Dick Mike Ditka.
Oh yeah, Mike Ditka.
All right. Anyway, I don't think it's. I don't know.
Don't bother to check. Don't bother to verify. Just believe.
No. But.
この惑星の子供たちと呼ばれる存在にはおはようございます超重要でありんだよそう全身でぶつかっていかなくてはならない
Just a legend.
もしよかったら付き合って ただ
Shut up! Talk like a man!
この惑星の教育は加減が難しい君はいい教師になる缶コーヒーのボスレインボーマウンテン
Oh man, Rainbow Mountain. Oh shit. No, we're not skipping to the next one. Jesus. Okay.
See, we talked about you warned me about the YouTube rabbit hole, but You fell in yourself.
Oh, it's so good though. It is insanity. Oh man. Oh, he's gonna hit me with a link. Okay.
All right. Arnold's Japanese
All right.
commercials.
All right.
Yes, I've
We'll
seen
check
the
out one.
thumbnails.
Whoa, why is this in like it's like in the corner?
Trying to avoid getting zucked.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get zucked real bad. Hold on. It's 240p. All right.
The original resolution. He's just a meme of himself. Yep. Wow. Pretty much. Amazing.
What the what? Oh, okay. All right.
Talking to his agent's like, but I don't speak any Japanese. How am I gonna do it? How am I gonna say my lines?
You're just gonna scream. You're gonna scream.
Okay, here's $1 million.
Yep, that's the easiest fucking money he's ever done. You're gonna get grabbed by the collar by some random Japanese guy. And you're not gonna know what the fuck you just said, but you're just start screaming after that.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Yep.
It's awesome.
It was a weird time, and he was at the top of his game.
He was. But Tommy Lee Jones is a lot of them. He does a lot of them, from Boss Coffee to beer. But yeah.
He's the guy on your TV that chills like
Ribby,
cool beverages.
you're the guy who shared the Old Country Buffet thing with me, didn't you? I think you're the.
Oh, I gotta make small talk with the guy
that will live in my head rent free forever.
Yep.
It will never leave.
Yep.
You like roast beef?
Yep.
Oh man. It just never leaves. They're just,
I gotta be careful not to let this stuff go through my nose here.
There's like a 10-hour version of that, and it's just like every once in a while I'll revisit it, just because I like to torture myself. Just to torture myself. That's it. No.
Funny. See, you make something really goofy and it's forgotten, but then somebody finds it again and it lives forever in infamy and mockery.
Did you find out what kind of dessert you're gonna have?
Old Country Buffet.
Have you tried the lasagna? There it goes. I'm done. I need a break. I'm gonna break. It's gonna be one of those times.
Wow.
Okay.
They're still in business. So yeah,
well,
maybe the meme can keep going.
It's still hot out there.
Tried the lasagna. My favorite.
Okay. We're gonna break because I'm gonna lose it if I don't stop. If I don't get some water.
The next hour is just you breaking down and not being able to talk. Not being able to breathe.
That's pretty much it. It's because like I can't get through one of those without like losing it. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, we're gonna break. We'll be back in about maybe 5 or 10 minutes. So
take a pit stop, get a beverage, get a snack.
Yep.
Come back for the rants.
Stick around, more RANTCAST to come.
Yep. RANTCAST.
All right, and we're back. We go ahead and get everything back up here. Welcome back, everybody. We bring Kurgan back on the line. All right, Kurgan, we're back.
RANTCAST.
Hey, that was a little bit better. Yeah. All right.
Still growl, but just keep it below that decibel rate.
Indeed. Sorry about the wait, guys. Like I said, we just had to get everything together. I had to help put my kids back to bed, so busy dad life.
I was looking for a specific game and I couldn't find it in my. I must have left it in another castle.
Ooh, another castle, eh?
Yeah. Might have been Stormwind Keep. Yeah. Might have been Northshire Abbey. You never know.
All right. Well, like I said, welcome back. Our next topic is going to be a great one. We've got a couple of different topics here. We're going to be starting with a topic here from IGN. This was November 25th. Microsoft confirms that a Windows 11 update kills Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and other Ubisoft games.
Dang.
So,
Might as
we
well
don't
call
know.
them the Sheriff of Nottingham.
I don't know if this has officially been fixed, but like I said, this is kind of going on the Ubisoft trend here.
Wait,
But
did they do this on purpose or this was a glitch?
no, I think this might have been a glitch here. It says accidentally, but and this is quoting this article here. We'll kind of go down this line. So, by Ryan Dinsdale, and quoting the article, Microsoft has confirmed that Windows 11 version 24H2 is accidentally killing Ubisoft games such as Star Wars Outlaws, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and more. So technically, probably this update has already been fixed by now. Wanted to bring it up because that's how overbearing some Ubisoft games can be, and how lackluster their focus is, because they focus more on putting DRMs in a lot of their games, or they focus on a lot of the microtransaction aspects, that now we're getting to the point that Windows updates are breaking a lot of their titles. But according to this article here, in some cases, users might receive a black screen. The affected games are, as we already stated here, you've got Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Origins, Odyssey, Star Wars Outlaws, and Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I own all of these games, and that's surprising. They've applied a compatibility hold on devices with these games installed. Devices will not be offered to install Windows 11 version 24H2 via the Windows Update Release channel. So I'm guessing you'll be offered the option to update instead of the mandatory eventually. Like, it'll be mandatory to update. Usually with Windows PCs, they'll probably just give you the option. Excuse me.
I had a little bit of trivia. I know but
Oh, you are extremely low. What happened to you?
whoa. Hey, how about that?
There you go.
All right. So apparently there was a rumor that the characters from Troops appeared in The Mandalorian as a tribute, but I guess it's just a rumor.
Yeah, I don't know. Don't know about that.
However, Cops, the 20th anniversary DVD set of Cops actually included the Troops short film. So there's another way to get it if you're so inclined.
You are a silly, silly man.
Yes, indeed. Okay, back to what you were saying. Get him out of here. Cut his mic.
Following that, off of the Ubisoft bandwagon, we have another big thing. This is also coming from the ITC article, and this is not shortly after. And like I said, this is November 26th, so not too long before Thanksgiving. we had a article, Ubisoft demands Steam to remove player count charts from public access after Star Wars Outlaws failure.
Dang.
Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws failed to attract even 1,000 or simultaneous players on its Steam release day. So if you were looking at the Steam charts, they hit the 1,800 players, around 1,800 players during its 24-hour peak. So the all-time peak was about 2,000, almost 2,500 people. Sold Star Wars Outlaws sold as of this article. Looks like far less than 2 million copies on all platforms. That includes, you got the Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and they wanted this modern AAA project to sell 10 million. That is
dang.
absolutely fucking asinine. That is insane. Even for a Star Wars title, I have not seen. Yeah, I've never seen any project right now sell that much, and I don't know what their window for that was, but
I mean, this game was a big deal. I thought this was like the first Star Wars open world game.
yeah, but nobody was looking forward to this for like the longest time. They were skeptical at the E3 presentation, or the I'm sorry, the
People
what do they call
making
it
fun
now?
of the hair.
The Game Awards presentation. And then when the actual trailer and gameplay release was shown, it was mocked. How much Space Marine 2 sold? I don't know. Probably much more than Outlaws.
Oh, okay. Yeah, some of this is coming back to me. Yeah, people made fun of the fact that the actress who voices the main character is like way more attractive than her character, and her hair in the game looked really weird.
That was during the, like I said, during the gameplay reveal. We had, well, I mean, and yes, they did showcase. A lot of people were talking about it during the trailer on the Game Awards. Now, remember, I showcased that during the RANTCAST. Was it a couple years back or a year or so back?
Yep. You covered it. You covered it all. And you did the early access gameplay. So when was this game actually released, like officially? Like, is it out yet? This is how out of touch I am. Am I still? Oh, I lost sound. Yep.
How about now?
Oh yeah, I can hear you again. So this game you were playing the early access, but the official release happened when?
It was in August. I mean, like, I don't know the date anymore. My whole point here is the fact that it sucks. Well, then I don't know. I don't know why you're not hearing me.
Oh, I can hear you on Twitch. You're just muted on Discord.
I'm not muted on Discord. What are you talking about? What you talking about, Willis?
Yeah, it's like I can hear myself, but I'll hear an echo because I'm listening to Twitch.
I don't know.
They heard what we said about Outlaws, and they sent assassin droids to mess up the stream. Joikes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. My volume mixture is fine, and everything else is going fine.
I'll just be quiet for a while so I'm not overlapping.
Hold on. It could be Discord's like screwing up. Give me a minute. How about now?
Oh yeah, yep.
Yeah, Discord just decided to change my audio just out of nowhere. It was like, hey, we decided that you didn't want NVIDIA Broadcast as your audio. There you go. Does that work?
Okay, so Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2 sells 4.5 million, according to IGN, in just over a month.
But anyway, the point I'm getting here is it has nothing to do with the actress's hair. Where I'm getting at was that this was skeptical to begin with from the get-go. It was just skeptical to begin with because it's a Ubisoft title. So for them to predict, since since the title launched, or since the trailer launched over a year and a half ago, to want to sell 10 million copies is ridiculous. Now, I don't know what their time frame window was for that. Was ridiculous. When I played it, I thought it was okay. Like, I didn't think it was like horribly bad. I thought the early access gameplay was really unstable, and that was to be expected. It was before the game was patched or anything else was done. So I didn't stream the rest of it because I didn't think it was worth streaming. So, but I also got it for free. So if you paid $110 and you played it early, then that's probably a big disappointment. But I think that this is another big example of how Ubisoft needs to kind of change their gameplay rhetoric, especially with them going down the tubes. Especially with them almost going into bankruptcy right now. So we're kind of going downhill, and like it's being shown here. I've never seen any AAA title in the last year. Now I could be wrong, right? Never seen any major AAA title, especially a single player game, hit 10 million copies within a release window. 5 million was a steep sell for a lot of big companies, and I can't remember which company wanted one of their big games to hit like 5 to 7 million. But that's another big thing, is like they will pitch these games to people, especially their investors, and they will say, "Oh, we predict 7 to 10 million copies be sold," and that's their sales goal. That's their record goal. But like this, like if it hits 2 to 3 million, that's not bad. They're almost making a profit here. Now I don't know what the game's budget was, but I would say that if you're comparing it to Space Marine 2, that's no contest. I mean, Space Marine 2 was supposed to be people knew what that experience was. They played the original one. They knew what that was. People knew what they were buying straight out of the gate. This was one of those things where Ubisoft teased it, and Space Marine is also not a Ubisoft title, I don't think. And they teased it. People said, "Okay, we don't think this is what you're stating it's going to be. We don't state it's going to be Grand Theft Auto in space." And that's what they were saying it was going to be. And then they showed gameplay footage, and they're like, "What the fuck is this sort of gameplay? This gameplay looks like it blows." So nobody wanted to pre-order it. Nobody wanted to buy it. Then when they did buy it, they were offering it to like big time influencers and streamers, and the people who did buy it were casual gamers, people who wanted to play it like me. Like I just wanted to play it. I wanted to give it its chance, and because I and I also got it. I got a key for it, so I wasn't going to not play it. I enjoyed my experience, but there was no replay value. I got my hours out of it. But that's the thing too, Bohemyus, is there was nothing special about this either. It's the fact that they didn't sell it like it's like saying, think of Space Marine as a Charger, or like a Dodge Challenger or something, right? Like what you're getting when you get in that car, right?
Oh.
Well, let's say a car dealer releases a car and says it's a fucking like Class A or Class S car, and then you go to get in it, and it's not that. You're getting into like a fucking truck.
It's a Yugo.
Like, yeah, or or they sell you a hybrid electric car, and it's not a hybrid electric car. It's like it still uses gas, but it has hybrid features in it. And you were sold something. You're supposed to be sold something similar to like a Tesla or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Hybrid stenciled on the side.
Yeah, you're kind of getting fucked. And like I said, this happens very, very, very naturally in the gaming industry. But there wasn't anything standoffish about this game. It was another open world slog that Ubisoft threw out there. Valhalla did the same thing. fucking most of Assassin's Creed games do that. They're just empty open world experiences with over 100 hours of like endless garbage. And like the only difference between Valhalla and Outlaws was Valhalla had actually more in it to do that could keep you mildly engaged. It's just there was burnout. You'd eventually just burn out and be like, fuck this. Like if you didn't complete the storyline, you'd just burn out. I burned out before I could beat that game. I was like, I'm not playing over $100 worth of like collect this bogus nonsense and then you could play your game. I'm not doing that. I beat Odyssey. Odyssey was nice, but Outlaws was not like that.
Star Wars is supposed to be a big sprawling space saga, but you just have big empty valleys to travel through and empty rooms.
They had nice, like I said, I told you there were certain planets they worked on, but more than others, I would think, right? They had a lot more of the Disney planets than they had any of the other stuff, and like so, I might have like passed by a lot of stuff that they had. Like there's probably Easter eggs to other planets that I might have missed, but Tatooine was their main focus for me, and like that's really shitty considering the fact that Tatooine is an endless sand planet. I really hate that that's the focus. I don't mind that it's in there, but if it's the focus of your game,
best rendered sand I've never seen. I don't like sand.
That's what I'm saying is like when I saw the gameplay release for that, like the preview, I was like, man, there's a huge world there. I could see it, but it's all fucking sand. And if that's their main planet, this game is going to suck because like you can render a fucking world of sand all you want. And that's what they did. When you got to like the bigger planets and stuff, it was still big, but they had to do it differently. So, yes, and it does get everywhere. I liked the Lars homestead, Easter eggs. I liked all that other stuff, but like I said, every planet you went to had the same. What was it? It had the same like extra stuff that you could do. Like the gambling areas were the same. The side stuff that you could do was the same. So it didn't feel like, oh, I get to go to a new planet and there's different like extra stuff you can do. Like the bars might be different or the bounty hunting might be different. Or the factions might have different things for you to do. Nope, the factions all had the same quests. And it didn't matter where the fuck you went to. It was all the same, pretty much. Nothing encouraged you to go and complete those faction quests. So I didn't 100% complete it. I beat the storyline. That was it. I was done. And I probably won't ever pick it up again. And to me, that's a shame because you could kind of see where some people put work into it. You know, and that's right. That's what I'm saying is like even if it's not a great game, you could kind of see where some people put fucking blood, sweat, and tears into it. It is a AAA game, so there's probably a couple years of work in there. It's just the fact that like it got overdrawn by this big corporate conglomerate that probably stomped and shit all over it. So. And that's it.
As they do.
Yes, as they do. And, it's really funny that Ubisoft is literally on the breaking point. Their stock's lower than it's ever been, and they're still pulling shit like this. And that's why I'm pointing it out, is they still want to hide their numbers. They still want to, like, try to pussyfoot around and act like they're not, their shit doesn't stink. And, like, that's kind of what I'm pointing out, is the fact that, like, we all understand that everybody's kind of greedy, or like the big businesses that kind of fuck around. But if you're usually caught with your pants down, you don't usually continue to shit on the floor. And it just shows you how stupid and like out of touch a lot of these big companies are still. Like I said, not to bring up another big topic of the world, but we just had a big issue with insurance companies. Somebody got like fucking murdered. A big CEO got murdered at his hotel because of like people didn't find that unfair. Totally found it unfair that these people were like gouging people like for like medical insurance who really needed it. So some dude took it into his own hands. But there was a competitor in the insurance. It wasn't United Healthcare, but there was like a competitor that was thinking about doing the same thing, the same fucking thing, and they decided to opt out after that happened. They were in the midst of pulling some of the same shit, and then decided, like, they released a statement saying that they were opting out. Like, and people literally said no shit. Like, really? You mean you're gonna give the people in the hospital bed their actual care? No way. So that's what I'm saying is, like, you know, you're caught with your pants down, right? People are actually getting pissed off, they're getting mad, but yet you're still doing bad things. I don't know if these people are pushing to see how far, like, the people's patience will go, or if they see if, like, how stupid we really are. Like, we'll just keep buying no matter how bad they treat us. But I think that's literally what it is like, how bad do you want to be treated as a customer before you finally tell them no? Like, I don't want your business no more. Fuck off.
Yep. Wow.
And that's it. That's exactly what I'm saying is, like, you shouldn't have to be treated like shit. And, like, it's not just Ubisoft, that's any business, right? Like, I'm not saying, like, act like a Karen or whatever. What I'm saying is, like,
don't murder people.
Yeah, don't. I'm not
TheRantCast
advocating for that
podcast.
either. Not advocating for that either. But what I'm saying is the example, right? Is that some people who were backed into a corner didn't know where else to go, and they acted foolishly on their own accord. What I'm saying is that even when something like that, as radical as that happened, other businesses were still considering pulling the same shit. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, it you know, how far does it have to go before they say, okay, can we find another way of, like, fucking somebody without having it to cause our business to go down the drain or people getting hurt?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Because to me, it just looks like these people turn their fucking brains off. The smell of money just, your brain just shuts off. You know? Or we just don't get treated like people anymore. And that's it. So, and that's what I'm saying is, like, the Ubisoft has failed enough times to where I don't think they can crawl out of that hole, but yet they're still acting like they haven't failed at all. Like, they still have enough wiggle room to act like shitty business people.
Reminds me of a lot of other companies, which is not an excuse just to say that, yeah, that lots of companies are doing it. But
Yep.
yeah.
So
yep.
I
when you see it hit them in the wallet, though, it's kind of like, well, what'd you expect?
Yeah, and like I said, at this point, I don't feel like any real investor is going to want to pick up any of their shit anymore. And that's what I'm saying is, like, it's either a lot of people are going to get fucking fired, or they're going to get not fired but let go, and Ubisoft's just going to tank more and more and more at this point. Or, you know, I mean, something's got to give with that company. But, like, you know, the people keep doing this, or companies keep doing this, and I like I said, I don't know if I like to think that we are smart enough to say no, and, like I said, vote with our wallet, but that hasn't been a thing. You know, that hasn't been the thing. A lot of people will just deal with it. But now we're getting into, like, shadier and shadier business practices where, you know, companies are now no longer putting quality effort into their product. They're no longer wanting to complete the product before releasing it. And now at this point where when people are saying, hey, the product you gave me that I paid for isn't even mine, it's not complete, And sometimes it's a shit product. Why'd I pay for this? At this point, what their answer should be, I don't know, ask yourself why you paid for it. You know, like at this point we should start asking the people, why are you paying for it?
Yeah, why?
Which, now goes to lead me to my kind of last topic. Which, because like we've got all these, we've got as if scamming you wasn't enough with a shitty product, And I said, I'll simple it for people who are listening to the podcast now. You go to buy, like I've always considered this stuff as buying food, right? You go in, you're expecting a high quality meal, what you pay for, right? If I'm going in for a burger, a decent burger, I'm not expecting like crab or like, like I'm not expecting like filet mignon or some shit, but I'm not expecting McDonald's or some low quality bullshit food. I'm just wanting a decent burger and some fries and whatnot. I go in, I pay a decent amount for my food. I'm already getting handed a brown bag with a really nasty, greasy burger in it. I'm pretty much getting fast food that's half done and, tastes like shit. On top of that, instead of not being able to go there and go to a place that I like, they're saying that the place that I like no longer exists. Which is a translation to a lot of games are getting delisted, meaning that you can no longer play them again if you don't own the physical product. So you can't even go to the places you want to eat anymore.
You think you own that burger? Puke it up right now.
Just puke it up right now. I was more meaning like, hey, if you don't like this fucking burger, too bad. It's the only burger you can eat at, because the place across the street, it's gone now.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, is leading me to this here article from PC Gamer, and this is as of December 2nd, which there is some light at the end of the tunnel here, but Blizzard is delisting Warcraft 1 and 2 from GOG. But GOG says, fuck you. It's going to preserve them forever anyway. Hands out a discount and announces new policy for its preservation program to boot.
Wow.
Yeah. So, because
I like those games. I was looking for my CDs when we were on the break. I couldn't find them, but I know I've got them somewhere. I've got the floppies for Warcraft 1 as well somewhere.
So if you don't remember, I was talking about this last time with Sega games, which I think already the Sega collection has already been delisted. You can still get it, but it no longer includes a lot of the Sonic games and shit. They're gone, which they just got a massive negative review score on Steam now because they're gone. They altered the game file, so like you can buy the Sega Classic Collection, but it is now no longer including things like Golden Axe, I think, or Sonic. A lot of the older games are gone.
Oh,
and we talked about this. We talked about this last time, and they're gone. Yeah. There's like 50 games that were delisted.
Yep. I'm reacting as if it's just happening right now. I still can't believe it.
And a lot of people were fucking confused because not a lot of those games are getting remade. Some of them are, but there's no real reason for it.
That's like Nintendo taking away Super Mario World or Zelda.
Don't tempt them. They will. So anyway, since Warcraft 3 has already been turned into a remaster, and you can't technically get the original Warcraft 3 anymore, because if you even use your original Warcraft 3 disc, Blizzard attempts to go through the launcher and say, hey, you need the remaster, and it just converts it to the remaster. So unless you're offline, you're fucked.
I've got the original, and when I play it, I'm going to be offline. So just so you know.
But its recent remasters So what happens is, I guess they remastered Warcraft 1 and 2. So Blizzard's acting swiftly to put an end to the scourge of people not spending $40 on its recent remasters. The studio's delisting the original versions of the games from GOG, ensuring no innocent consumer will accidentally pick up the DRM free. Oh, by the way, yeah, those are riddled with DRMs now.
Dang. Yeah.
Classic
I hate
editions of
DRM.
these games for $15. When they could be spending a bunch more on Blizzard's own storefront, as if they don't make a fuck ton from Diablo 4. Because anybody who has that on their phone, you guys are like those. They made millions. That was a big thing. Another big thing was people reacted really horribly when they said Diablo Mobile was going to be their next Diablo, and then when it released, people spent millions of fucking dollars on their microtransactions. To me, that is the worst fucking thing that you could ever do. You sit there and you say, "Oh, we don't want your mobile game," but then you download the mobile game and you spend the money anyway.
Yep. You're sending a message. I can't live without your crap. So keep on shoveling it.
So Warcraft 1 and 2 will leave GOG this December 13th, exactly 1 month after the Blizzard surprise dropped its remasters. But if you already own the games or you buy them before the 13th, you won't lose access. So just letting people know, if you need to have Warcraft 1 and 2, you could buy them. You can buy them now. Well, I don't know what. You still have a couple days left. Holy crap!
Yeah.
I about screwed myself. GOG is actually launching a discount code, Make Warcraft Live Forever, that you can use to knock $2 off your price for the Warcraft 1 and 2 bundle if you pick it up before D-Day, which is D standing for delisting. So, but yeah. So, I don't know if, according to this article, they don't know if the OG Warcrafts on Battle.net are being delisted or not. But they might.
Oh, Battle.net, if you want to play multiplayer with people online.
Yeah, well, we don't know. But like, once again, we want to give it to GOG for trying to keep these up as long as they can, because it's what happened to the Suffering. The Suffering got fucking ripped off GOG too. So go to GOG, get as many of those old games as you can. If they're not on Steam, go to GOG, pick them up, because I'm pretty sure now they're just gonna get fucking taken off. And any games that you get from GOG, you do not need a launcher for. They just exe files, and that's the best thing about them.
Download them and slap them on a CD.
Yeah, well, if they don't have the copy protection.
Yeah, they're DRM free, so you should be able to.
But yeah, that's, and like I said, that leads me to the biggest thing here is the fact that, like, for some reason, well, Blizzard's case, it's because they re-released games, but a lot of games lately have just been getting fucking ripped from the internet.
Yep.
And back in the day when they tried to do this, a lot of pirates, a lot of big people who rebelled against this stuff, they kept this in backups. But now companies are starting to get a little bit more ballsy, trying to sue or get their hands on people who do this, or rip sites down.
Archive.org.
And they're spending money because back in the day doing that was too much. It was too much of a waste of resources, right? Not a lot of people pirated or did stuff like that anymore, and you could just, you didn't have to waste as much money. You just focus on the profits you made, and not off the people who did the pirating. Now we're starting to take pirating more seriously, right? A lot of the new generation defends against pirating. They're more about spending the money, and therefore I think companies have more money to do or to handle these sorts of efforts. And to me, that's a problem, because now you literally don't have a way to play these games anymore if you don't own them. Which means, like I said, the things that influenced...
486 isn't still running.
Well, yeah, well, the things that influence people to make certain games they're going to go away.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good luck playing whatever schlot comes out in the next 20 years. if they keep removing some of the best games of like I said, that's not a boomer statement, by the way. Like a lot of people watched older movies, like a lot of upcoming directors are big time, like movie people. Like their biggest inspirations are older movies. Yes, they take some inspiration off the newer ones too, but like I said, their biggest inspirations come from the people who started in film first. And it's just kind of the same thing with the games industry, right? It happens with video games as well, and that's stuff before like the PS2 era as well. But like if you start ripping this stuff off because you don't want people to buy your new bullshit, then maybe you should create new stuff instead of remastering the old stuff and going, oh well, they're not buying our boring product, we should probably just take the old one off so they have to buy our boring product. And like I said, I stated that with KOTOR before. If they did release KOTOR at one point in time, and it was a piece of shit, the remake, and then they said, oh, well, we don't want you playing the old one. We'll rip it off all platforms. We'll tell Aspire to just get rid of it. So it's no longer available on phone, tablet, PC, console, anywhere. You have to play the new one now. KOTOR would be ruined as a series. It doesn't matter how good that game is. If RE4 Remake came out and they ripped the original RE4 off, that would probably not be as good. Only because, like I said, it stands in that shadow because you play the original one, you get to know where it got its inspirations from. That remake is a remake for a reason. It has that in its name. It stands on its own, but it still has its inspirations from the original. Like, you don't have to play the original, but when you boot that game up, you know where it would get its inspirations from. Mm-hmm. Because you know there was a game that came before it. And that might encourage you to go and play the whole original RE4. I mean, I've known some people who've done that. That's what a boomer would say. Look, man. Whatever.
I don't.
But
Gen X.
And like I said, maybe it is. But at the end of the day, I don't just pick up whatever gets handed to me and just accept it. And like I said, maybe that's just 30 years of life. I don't know. That's a mystery about me that'll probably never get solved. Maybe it gets worse with time. I don't know. It doesn't mean I don't like new stuff. It's just I like stuff that's done with passion.
Yeah.
Or like, you know.
That's in short supply these days, it seems like.
Yeah. Because like I said, there are games that I played when I was in my teens that I liked before. I come back and I played them on Steam and I did not like them as much as I did when I was a teenager. Because they were kind of like popcorn, like mindless, crappy movies, or that like the version of games as they were as movies. Like they were just mindless, like shooters. Like I used to play mindless shooters back in the day, and I enjoyed them. But I had more of an imagination back then than I do now, and like I feel like that kind of plays a factor. So I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of like one of those things where, you know, you kind of have to accept that people change. But that doesn't mean like just because I have like a certain, I guess, a picky opinion about how I like my food or I like my entertainment media, doesn't mean like I need some cookie cutter nonsense. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. I always try to look back at these things like really hard and think if I am being too hard on like certain game companies and stuff, right? And I always try to make my own opinion on it. I don't always try to fall off of other people or other like just other articles or whatever. I try to formulate my own opinion. I usually play a game first, no matter what. Like I said, it's the reason I played Outlaws. But where did you get that emoji from?
It was let's see. Just as frequently used. Global. It looks like
is
Clark
that
W. Griswold. It's not, but I think
it's Jason Statham with a Santa hat, I'm pretty sure.
But from here it makes me think of why don't you bend over and I'll show you.
But yeah, it's why I played Outlaws. You know, even though I got it for free, even if I had bought it, I probably would have bought the basic edition and played it on its release. Like, that's the thing is, I would have given it a try. I like Star Wars. I would have done it. You know, and as much as I hate Ubisoft and I don't want to buy all their games, I usually vote with my wallet on much of Ubisoft stuff. I haven't bought an Assassin's Creed game brand new in years. I'm really interested in a game like that. I'll wait till it's $5. I waited years before I played any of the newer games. Like Odyssey was $5 when I bought it. It was a game that came out in 2017. I didn't play it till 2022. So, you know, I waited a very long time. But, you know, it's one of those things where I will usually give it my own opinion. I will play it and enjoy it. Same thing with movies. But I don't know. I still have that same thought that like maybe I can be a little overly critical. But I don't know. I think in this case, I don't think so. I think delisting I think it's a bad habit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like ripping things out of a museum.
Well,
or burning things from history. I don't think that's appropriate either.
I mean, back in the day before digital, like they would sell a game, they sell it in the stores, and eventually you can't find it in the stores anymore. You know, it goes to the bargain bin and then it's gone unless you're getting it used. But with the digital world, it gave us the illusion that this is going to be around forever because it costs them nothing to just, you know, send you the file. I mean, I guess it has to be stored on a hard drive or on a server. But yeah, it's the illusion of it's always available forever. And then they're just like, you know, we'll just take it away. Yeah, it stinks.
But there was always a copy available usually back in that day. Like there was always usually a way to find, like you could always find a way to get a hold of something. I mean,
if you want to play Pac-Man, Pac-Man.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't know, like if you needed to find a movie you wanted to get a hold of, usually you could find a way to get a hold of it. Yeah, rare movies were rare, and like they probably cost a bunch of money. But like, I mean, with video games and other media back then, yeah, if they were gone, most of the time they were gone, but you'd find them in the bargain bin, and they were usually like still older like game stores. They were like, you know, you get your card game stores that would sell that stuff, or they'd take in games and recycle them, like
rather than every if it's like, okay, I get it from Steam, get it from GOG, get it from the publisher.
Yeah,
no,
like
that's where they take it off of those 3 websites and now it's just gone. Unless you pirate it, you can't have it.
I don't even want to hear it, Bohemyus. Don't give me that Kylo Ren stuff.
Oh man, he went there. Kill
the past.
I sold you for drinking money. You're nobody. Sound like Buffalo Bill. I'll have to work on it.
But it was like I was saying, I think I mentioned to you, I don't know if this was in a RANTCast or not, but I think I mentioned like my Sega. I got my Sega in a bargain bin. And
wow.
like I said, my mom bought it there. It was in a bargain bin along with like the Terminator game and all that stuff.
That was a great story.
I'd go and pick it out. And like that's where I went. There was what used to be a Verizon store over here. Used to be a arcade game store back in the 90s, and like you'd go and you'd pick up Sega games and stuff off the shelf, and like they was the discount shelf because N64 and stuff came into play. And
yeah,
like I said,
there's nothing wrong with those old games. This is not value soft. I mean, these were like classics that are still fun.
So
and people would still buy if they didn't take them away, delist them.
I can't remember if you did trade-ins or not, but like I said, they usually take in old systems, and you know those things lasted forever. They still do. They still play very well. So
I got to ask you, and I don't mean to get off topic, but I sent you a little thing in Discord. Is that a game that you have or you have any interest in?
Yakuza 3, I have Yakuza 3, yep. Although
Okay.
I do not have a physical copy. If you have the classic edition with like all that crap, I will certainly take it from you.
Well, I don't have it, but Limited Run Games is selling it.
I would definitely buy something like that. That'd be awesome.
The only problem with those is they are very limited, so they give you like a week to buy it, and then scalpers get it.
Damn. Yeah, that would be awesome.
See, it's
Yeah, I'm a Yakuza hound,
PS4,
man. I have them all on Steam right now.
PS4, Xbox, and PC. But yeah, they give you a disc.
Looks like
The
you
only
have one
limited
that.
run, the only limited run game that I ever bought was Night Trap, because I always wanted it, but I like the Sega CD or the 32X, and it was just
Fucking
it
Night
was
Trap?
either it was impossible to find, or it was just they were asking ridiculous amounts. But limited run games did it. I mean, it was like, full remaster. It's like, sure. Still in the shrink wrap to this day. But point is, I've got it. I wanted to collect it, and I did. Night Trap.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
It's not much of a game, but it was a cultural touchstone at one time.
Yakuza 3, I think, was my first exposure to Yakuza for a little while. I never completed it back in the day, but I did play it. And then I played Yakuza 0 back a couple years back, and then started from there and went all the way up. So, if you've never played Yakuza, you should. It's like one of the best like series ever. And they switched over to RPG style.
Did you kill anyone in that game?
Kiryu does not kill anybody.
Okay.
Even though he runs people over, or he beats them, like beats the shit out of them with a bat, or stabs them in the stomach, they do not die. There's a video actually called "Kiryu does not kill anybody," and it's all of the like the heat moves with weapons, and it's amazing.
Kiryu has never killed anyone meme.
Yeah. The Dragon of Dojima. It's amazing. It's a great story, and like I said, it leads into the new ones. What was it called? Like a Dragon, which they are now at what? Like a Dragon Gaiden and Like a Dragon. Was it something Wealth? Unlimited Wealth, I think is what it's called. Which I have not played yet because I still need to finish the first Like a Dragon. I like burned out hard on those games because there's 6 of the Yakuza series. Well, yeah, because there's 0, Kiwami 2, which are both taken after the first game that were released back on like PS2. And then you've got Yakuza 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you've got like a Dragon and all that stuff. So there's a lot of them. But once you get to Like a Dragon, the gameplay kind of switches up a little bit. Kind of gives you a little bit of some different gameplay. So
I've only watched you play this, and the first thing it reminded me of was Shenmue. Like that's what the first thing I thought of when I saw it. But I realized it's more than that.
A lot better than I think Shenmue is. Shenmue was awesome, and my first exposure to that was like, it was like cool. It was like, oh, you can like wander around and do extra stuff, and you're trying to find the guy who killed your dad. And then I found out that it was a cliffhanger, and I was like really pissed off. I was like, oh, Shenmue 2, no problem. Xbox, cool. This is where it ends. Turns out that's not it either. And I was like, oh, they're finally like continuing it with Shenmue 3. Now is a great time to get into Shenmue. And then turns out that motherfucker kept it going too. And I was like, nah, I'm not doing this. I'm not getting into Shenmue anymore. So
bring you along forever.
Yeah, and like, oh my god, was Shenmue 3 like a letdown? So I'm so glad I didn't play that.
Shenmue 4. Shenmue 4.
I'm not. Nope, we're not doing that. That guy came back and like did the same Dreamcasty voice. Like it was.
the legendary Yu Suzuki.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, no bad blood on those games because the first one was great. The second one kept the feel right, but it added a little bit of modernness to the play style. The third one was like, we've got to like keep the classicness of the Shenmue series while also bringing a little bit of a modern aspect to the graphics. So it just feels really out of touch. And not to mention that I think Yakuza does it way better. Plus there's like multiple storylines in Yakuza. There's like multiple storylines and they all come to an end, kind of. Like
what was the one with the little
closure.
girl in the restaurant to try to like you're on the date and all that stuff trying to I can't remember all the subtleties of it, but it was like this soap opera thing. It was just like, what is this?
Oh, that's a sub. I think it was a sub story that you were watching.
Yeah, I can't even remember. Do you remember what was the plot? You're trying to like.
I think that you were pretending to be that girl's boyfriend, and you were getting introduced to her dad, and you had to pick certain like responses. You get some really wacky sub stories in there. Like you'll run into dudes who like to dress up in diapers and stuff for fetishes, and that's a sub story. Like it gets really wacky.
Let's see, why couldn't Star Wars Outlaws do something like that? So it's not just beating up gangsters on the streets of wherever you are.
No, but also Yakuza takes place in relative like real life locations. It's in a place called Kamurocho, which is a fictional setting, but like there's like sponsorships in there that are like put into the game to make the game feel real. Like you've got real life coffee, you've got real life like eateries and stuff. So it's not like in your face. They don't like push them in your face. It's just like, oh, you want to go to that place? That place sells Boss coffee, or like, you know, it actually has like actual alcohol, like Yamazaki alcohol is there, and like, oh, cool. So
Yamazaki alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got till January 5th if you want a copy of Shenmue.
Shenmue.
No,
Yakuza 3?
Yakuza 3.
And Yakuza 3, by the way, was the only Yakuza. It was the first Yakuza on the PS3 system, I think. Because before then, it was Yakuza 1 and 2, and those were on PS2. And Mark Hamill played, what's his face? I'm not remembering his name right now. Wow. I call myself a Yakuza fan, but I can't remember his name.
Yakuza. That was his character.
John Yakuza.
John Yakuza-san.
No. It's on the tip of my tongue. Trying to remember. His name starts with an M. I'm trying to remember. I have to look it up. Might have to. Oh yeah, it's a Majima. He plays as the Majima character. It's really weird too. But Statham Claus is looking for you. That's what it is. Jason Statham Claus. Statham Claus. That's right. But yeah, this is that's it. That's it for me.
Oh man.
And I think that's good because that gives us an early RANTCast. Pretty early.
Yep. None of this going till 3 a.m. stuff.
That's right.
Let me tell you one more thing about Ubisoft. Like,
and it gives us time to end and let people know that there probably won't be one till what you said, January.
Oh yeah. yeah, the HeroQuest fans stream. I was thinking maybe I'd do a stream on the 20th, the 21st, but I'm thinking family activities are going to be taken over. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and
Yeah,
I'll
and
see
that's
you.
fine.
I guess it'd be January 3rd, 4th.
Ribby's Power Hour. You guys
Yeah.
are fine. Yeah, so pretty much what I'll probably just say it now then with the
Ooh. He's printing a full 3D board, just so you know.
oh my gosh. With the busyness of the holidays and probably with me being with work and all that stuff, I'll probably be able to do a couple streams of my own, but keeping up with the schedule of the RANTCAST, we're probably going to just wait until after the holidays to continue our schedule. So I would say probably the same here. I probably will not be officially available till probably around January. So I'm gonna get with
So
Kurgan.
no RANTcast next week.
No.
All right.
So we'll probably not be starting till what's the date today? The 10th. Let's see. We will probably miss 17th, 24th, and the 31st. That's a lot of time without the RANTcast.
That's a lot of anger and rage, just pent up and just about to explode. We'll do our best.
Yeah, we'll probably be back on the 7th of January. So
we've never done that. We've never done that thing where you go into the stream at the normal time and it just like replays an old episode. But then
like
I was
a
thinking,
rerun.
A rerun. But the thing is, it's like, I mean, we live in the modern digital age, so person can come to our channel and just watch any of our past streams. It's like
I
they're
can,
not
but we
limited
can do
to
a rerun
one.
if you want. I'd say we probably
I've
just run the
done it
last 3
before.
episodes. I can figure it out if need be.
Just do it on a 24-hour loop. All night RANTCast. 24/7. 365.
I would say if you want to, you could probably find us, or probably just watch the previous episodes of the RANTCast on either YouTube. The YouTube is the RANTCast archive, or just on Twitch.
Yep.
If you missed a couple episodes, but yeah, I would say, yeah, we probably will not be back till the 7th, and we'll keep people updated on the Discord. So if you're part of my Discord, which is the Busted Discord, or Kurgan's Discord, HeroQuest fans, we'll keep you updated there and let you know on our return. But with the holidays and stuff, we're probably just not going to be available. So, without further ado, do you have anything else before we call it a night?
I was gonna say, check out our new TikTok channel. Oh no, wait a minute.
That's
Bad
not
timing
happening.
on that one.
Nah.
I'm kidding. No, we would never.
All right, so with that, we're gonna wish everybody a happy holiday, happy New Year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spend some time with your family. Tell your mom you love her, because that's the important thing.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys on the next RANTCast podcast. If you stick around, there might be a raid coming. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll talk to you later.
Chat. Thanks, everybody.
What are we looking for?
A building. I don't think this is the one, but... Oh wait, no, it might be. It is. No, this is the building. I think all of this counts as upload, chat. I don't think there's anything left here. Only one intel per base. Oh.
The laptop is up top somewhere. It must be over here.